Hello, friends. Welcome to the IKC Community Show. My guest today is architect Mayur Raiyani. Mayur is a much awarded retail experience designer based in Bangalore, and his core expertise is in brand activation at retail points and disruptive design of retail environments as diverse as flagship stores, concept stores, franchise stores. Of late, Mayur has ventured into the space of kitchen design as well, where he draws on his understanding of the architecture of the kitchen space. This expertise has also won him the India Kitchen Congress Award 2024 for kitchen design in the modern completed category. Welcome, Mayur. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Deepaji, and thank you for this special time to introduce me. And you're pushing the people like us and uplifting us in different ways. It's not just design. Design is becoming universal these days, and how we can help you, in different directions. It's a collaborative way. I always prefer with different people, different brands. And specifically now, my new aim is to specify how the kitchen architecture can help industry people, because design is becoming universal now. It's not just, kitchen as like shutters and cabinets. Also, the sustainability concerns are there. It's a new way of fixing the hardware, bringing the skill from different industry, and not just carpenters, the tools, how we integrate. Also, that lighting technology integration is there. So we can do a lot more things these days. Like it's very dynamic design environment these days and very exciting.
Seeing your emphasis on kitchen architecture. So let's start with that. What is the importance of kitchen architecture in kitchen design?
So for me, kitchen architecture is not just designing a kitchen in isolation. It's about respecting their existing building, existing environment. When some customer is asking for us to design a kitchen, we always should respect the kitchen environment where we are going to place it. Kitchen is not just is a home kitchen these days, but it's also a part of retail, commercial spaces, workspaces. Even if you see transit spaces like airport, duty free, all these different forms of kitchen architecture you see these days. So it's about how we solve the purpose of kitchen. It's not just cooking, it's about a social kitchen, how we integrate people, how we interact with them, how we help brands to celebrate this space. For me, kitchen architecture is this.
Well, I have often seen that the focus is more on kitchen design,
Yes,
whereas you are talking about kitchen architecture. So I assume that from your point of view, kitchen architecture is a much larger concept where the walls or the space allocated to the kitchen is considered and conceptualized.
correct.
So you are saying that kitchen architecture impacts the design of the kitchen?
Kitchen architecture is not just impacting your where you are going to place it, but also the surrounded area, and also it will impact your daily life. How you going to play with those spaces? Is we cannot isolate kitchen as just functional cooking space, because now if you consider the technology, once you integrate the technology with the kitchen, it becomes your workspace also. It helps you to save your time if you are working from home, if you are traveling, if you are sitting in bar counter, some kitchen cafe counter. There are new ways of interact with the people and have the food celebration, the food, all those aspects are there.
So for any kitchen designer to start designing a kitchen, they would be advised to first consider the architecture of that space.
Architecture of the space, yes. What is the volume, how it is designed from previous architects, all these concerns are there.
I see. What other aspects of architecture should be considered? Uh,
I mean, other architectural, it's not just the space based, but also the air circulation, lighting quality, waste management, how it is there from the earlier space, what we get the design to build the spaces. So there are many concerns before and after designing, but before there are lot many concerns we should tackle it before we start designing. There are the civil modification things are happening. There are the electrical conducting happening, lighting. If adequate lighting are not there, we should consider the lighting lux dialects calculation. We should do all these things are.
You also mentioned just now sustainability concerns.
Yes.
What does that mean? How can a kitchen be more sustainable or green?
So sustainability and green, there are two different things. Sustainability in kitchen is about waste management, how we segregate the of waste and how we can discard it. And green is all about how we use the material from architect's point of view, how we use the materials which are less environment impact, and how also how we can show the green part of it. Some people they use the birch ply, they use the exposed woodwork. Those are aesthetical parts in green. While in sustainability is all about functionality. If you see in Indian context, we have a typical mentality in household, like we segregate the food waste manually. But there are equipments, well designed equipments, there are waste crusher machines are there, and there is oil segregations are there. All these new technologies are there, and those are very low cost effective equipments are there. We can always afford it. We can integrate in design, and then we can propose it to client, and we can take it forward.
What about the consumption of electricity in the kitchen? With so many appliances sitting over there, yes, it appears as if kitchen is the most the largest energy consumer within the home.
Correct. So it's not just equipments, also there is a lighting load, there are other electrical. So if my kitchen has a higher load in electricity consumption, it will impact on the surrounded area. And it will not impact on just on the equipments of this particular kitchen area equipment, also the washing areas, the washing machine part, dishwasher area there, which are not, if it is not connected, but is impacting them, because there will be always the power fluctuation. These powers are not constant, And if you see within the kitchen equipments, there are certified brands with the 5-star ratings. There are the brands who has designed good equipments with a low electricity consumption. If I don't require 2-door refrigerator, why I'm using it? There's a scale and proportion considering the kitchen volume and space and the requirement of family. That also should be considered. Traditionally, Vastu-wise, we see air cross ventilation in kitchen area is a must thing. It should circulate. You should always get fresh air and it should move out. And these days, unfortunately, the quality of construction, how buildings are designed, we have no other choice. We have either forced ducting or we have HVAC cooling system. There are ways to do it, but it's again how specifically we design kitchen to kitchen. In home is different, in commercial is different, but the fresh air is always, because if fresh air is there, person cooking in the space, there's a mental thing. It keeps them healthy, Right. They should feel a good thing about getting the fresh air.
If we talk about your winning entry for the India Kitchen Congress Awards, Vashni Gabriel's kitchen that you had designed and which won this award for kitchen design in the modern completed category.
Yes.
What aspects of kitchen architecture and kitchen design and sustainability did you integrate there? Could you describe that?
So, if you've seen this, the idea was to celebrate the kitchen within the space, because she had 2 apartments and the challenge was where to place the kitchen first. And then we identify, and she always wanted to keep the kitchen in the center of home, So kitchen as heart of home was one concept. And secondly, luckily there is very exposed to the duct area, which are very near to the kitchen area. So it was easy for force ducting for the air circulation. Secondly, both the sides lighting was very clear. Day lighting, evening and day lighting was also good. Only few hours, like an hour or 3 hour. We for just for that we had put the natural light. I mean artificial light on ceiling. For the waste segregation sustainability, we have already used the specific equipments.
But I also went through the visuals of the kitchen, and you had very smartly removed the wall between the two apartments
Yes.
and increased the size of the kitchen in a longitude manner, in a longitude aspect.
Yes.
And I think it also became the connecting passage between the two apartments.
Yeah. So that is what I call it kitchen architecture. There are a lot many possibilities how we explore architecture of the space and where we place the kitchen. So that's the role of an architect or any designer. And if we do this way, the form, the language of the kitchen will be different than the what you see ordinary kitchen design.
Mayur, you have got a deep understanding of experience in the retail space.
Yes, sir.
And the kitchen business itself is driven by retail.
Correct.
How well the kitchen is displayed, how the customer engages with the kitchen and the people who are trying to sell the kitchen. So let's talk about kitchen retail and particularly customer expectations
Yeah.
regarding the store experience.
Correct.
So how do you think customer behavior has evolved in with respect to kitchen retail?
I have seen most of the retail brands in kitchen industry who are trying to do something new, but they are failing with different experiments because the problem is there's no seamless journey, there's no proper interaction happening. There should be a right way of training the staff, right way of putting the products in hierarchy. So in general, if I say, if you track the journey of your customer within the brand and how you engage your products, if you are selling the shutter, you should introduce shutter not from just design aspect, but how it is made, what are the hardwares being used. So customer journey within the space is very important. The secondly, how you curate the space within the any retail format. If I am selling the shutter, how it is being used, how it is part of the kitchen display, and what are the dimensions, which are the material possibilities, and it's not just shutter, but material options. 3D visualization is also one aspect, and the quick costing. These days hardly people once they buy the apartment or any retail space, or when they want to plan the kitchen in execution, they hardly get 1 or 2 months time to finalize the design and finalize the costing. So giving them quick design, quick estimates, it will always help them for the decision making.
So could you elaborate a bit on customer journey? What do you mean by customer journey?
So first of all, customer journey is, for me, it should be very seamless journey. And secondly, if we can integrate the light, technology, it will help them to browse, self-browsing things. Sometimes people don't prefer too much talking, too much interaction with the customers, staff people. It should be self-browsing thing, first of all. And the space, retail space should be self-explanatory. It should tell the stories by itself. If it is kitchen design, if it is a shutter, if it is hardware, the display of the space should directly interact with the customer. There are ways to do it using the digital technology, physical technologies, and the mood boards are the one thing. Physically, what people do, architects, they do. Facade is the main thing for any retail space. It should be open for all. What is happening inside the retail store should tell those stories from the facade aspects. And facade should tell which all offerings they are doing. I have seen the kitchen brands, they are doing many things, but those offerings are not seen in their totem or in their wayfinding or in their facade signage systems. Highly loaded with the sub-branding, OEM car brands or the hardware brands, it is very cluttered in retail.
You mean to say the branding inside the kitchen should be reduced, or it should not be so much into the face?
When customers they are coming purely for products. They are coming for the kitchen, you know. And if the right balance between the branding, technology, and the display, if you balance it out well, then you are through. It's just about balancing the visual proportion because everything is visual to the customer.
Which store format is most suited for kitchen retail?
There are different purpose for different retail formats. If flagship stores are there, they will highlight only one particular brand and they will show their brand history, their all core expertise. You know, if it is a multi-brand outlet, there are chances people will always get diverted, from one brand to another brand. So end of day, people are getting diverted. It's misleading also sometimes. So I think if you are so confident about your kitchen brand, and if you're so confident about your products, hardwares, offerings, execution, then I would suggest brands should go with the independent experience center. So experience center is person will come with the time, you know, he will dedicate himself to understand the brand, their products, their offerings. Basically, they will not look into the other brands. When I am there in that brand zone, I will purely focus in their offerings. And also brand will also feel comfortable, welcoming those customers, giving them the right experience within the store. And there will be more chances if you have complete your store space, you have freedom to do keep changing the products, keep changing the branding identity inside the stores.
We see that kitchen design is all dependent upon technology, what softwares are used, or how the kitchen is visualized to the customer.
Yeah.
So, how do you think this is changing the way kitchens are sold? The role of technology.
The visualization, I mean, AR, VR is the new thing. 3D projection is the things. So, I mean, again, I would like to say that if we understand the customer, we can always offer them as per their demand and choice. Sometimes I will not be comfortable with the particular technology, wearing the AR, VR, and all. So in that case, I should get the 3D visualization on screen. Sometimes people can show me the design in mobile, iPad. Those things are there. But definitely, if you curate and introduce the sketching, how authentically architects design it, they sketch it, that's the best way. So the creativity, if you saw in front, and if the creative curated spaces, interaction with the architects using the sketch tools digitally. I mean, if I'm sketching, the sketch will come in front. So I mean, that kind of integrated spaces, integrated technology will help. That will add value, and there will customer also will be happy to see all these live things.
What is the role of visual merchandising? Because now we see that there is so much of the product and the additional products that are displayed. Is
Correct.
it necessary? Does it change the way the customer engages with you?
So for me, visual merchandising, we call it props, visual merchandising props. Those are basically objects, and sometimes they are functional objects and sometimes they are decorative. If it is functional, it should be part of your system, kitchen system. If I'm putting the crockery unit stand, it should be functional, it cannot be just decorative. So if any brand they're putting the visual props, it should be functional, and it should respect where it's kept. If it is on the counter, what's the purpose behind it? If it is on the dining table, there should be a purpose, and it should be connected also. And these visual props, it should be changeable. If some brands I've seen, there are those visual props since last 2-3 years lying down, having the dust and all. And when you're changing your kitchen design, shutter design, props also should get updated. And in props, it's not just a functional product. If you see decorative props, it's very helpful. If you see indoor plants, it will help to purify the air within kitchens. Those I mean, we see props generally in retail space, but these days, clients, customers also, they are preferring it.
Well, I have come across some kitchen spaces where even cooking
Yeah.
has been used as a part of the customer journey.
Yeah, it's like a social kitchen. You first you interact them, then you indulge them. It's a kind of curated space. So when person is spending some time on the counter, he will understand your equipments, your space, your hardware. It's a strategy behind brand to brand. When you are serving the food, cooking the food, it's a celebration in a way. But those are all silent strategies, I would say.
Coming back to awards, you won this award, and uh, surely many of your colleagues or your juniors or peers would have learned from the way you designed your award-winning kitchen. What do you think is the importance of participating in awards for design professionals?
So one thing I would say, it's not just about participating here just to get the award. It's about how you convey your message to design to the industry people. What you are exploring, what is the message behind your creativity, it should reflect through the design when you are participating in it. You should basically, what you are doing things on paper, on 3D, you should always, your creativity should flow, in different mediums, through different awards, different medias. People are posting Instagram, Facebook, all these things are there. But participating in award seminars, all things, also it will help to meet different peoples, different industry leader. By doing that, at least you will interacting those people. You will get to know what's the current trends, what is the future of business. All these things are there.
How should people prepare for participating in any award?
I mean, if you are so confident about your design, your execution part, you just simply participate, and then it will then let jurors take a call on your things. If your design is pure, if your message is clear, you will definitely get the award. Because people are smart, brands are smart, they will always pitch you for anyone in design. And for participating, documentation is very important. What you are designing, the process you should show it, how it started, to kitchen architecture, to use of different materials. You sketch them, you show them. If you are not capable doing the 3D, you sketch them and show them. But any medium it could be. But you convey your message through design. That's very important.
Oh, wonderful. It's been really nice to hear about your deep understanding of kitchen design, the kitchen space, and also about the importance of awards. And Mayur, I'm really grateful to you for joining me on this show and sharing some of your knowledge. And I hope we'll see more of you at India Kitchen Congress in the future.
Sure, sir. Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.